In a recent study I found concerning health and wellness, they said that probiotics could negatively affect our brain by causing a condition called brain fog. I thought this was a little fishy, so I decided I'd debunk this claim and defrog probiotics. So now, what is a probiotic, and where are they even found? Well, probiotics are supplements that are often taken by those who suffer from gut or digestion problems. It was even a fad for a couple of years. But actually, these probiotics contain living bacteria that are supposed to end up in your colon. They're often found in fermented products like yogurt and kombucha. Now, you might be asking, who in their right mind would ever take probiotics, a living thing, and put it in their body? Well, probiotics, as their name says, are good bacteria, and your gut is full of bacteria, good and bad. There's trillions and trillions of them, and it makes up a gut microbiome. Now, these good bacteria are replenished by probiotics, it's especially important after you've taken several days of antibiotics and need to replenish your gut microbiome. What I found fishy actually was the brain fog. I've never actually heard of this term, and this claim actually came from an observational study, which means that causation cannot be surmised. So I tried to look into what brain fog was, and it was actually an informal term. It's not a psychiatric term, so I found no empirical articles on how probiotics affect brain fog. But I did find some articles on how brain fog is used to describe a larger problem called chronic fatigue syndrome. And in the observational study, they described brain fog as mental confusion or cloudiness, impaired judgment, poor short-term memory, and difficulty concentrating, which is often used to describe chronic fatigue syndrome as well. Now, you may be saying, well, I've had these problems all the time. I mean, like in school, I have trouble concentrating, at work, I have trouble concentrating, but in fact, these problems have to persist all day for 2 to 3 months, even while watching your favorite TV show. Now, you may be asking, do probiotics actually cause this problem? Well, since I found no empirical articles on how probiotics affect your brain fog, I decided to look into how probiotics affect memory. I found one study on healthy human male models, and they took males from 20s to 40s and split them into 2 groups, giving 1 placebo and probiotics, and tested their memory after a few months. They didn't use women because women have hormonal changes every month, and that could play into your gut, which could be a confounding variable in the study. So they used males and found that their memory didn't change with probiotics. In fact, neither of them outperformed the other. So we can't say that probiotics negatively affect our memory. Then I decided to look into the claim that probiotics affect our concentration. I actually didn't find any studies on healthy human models that were peer-reviewed. But I did find one on rats that was peer-reviewed. And they split the rats up into 2 different groups, one which they gave Western diet to and the other they gave a normal diet. And then they split them further to give one group probiotics and the other one no probiotics. They actually found that the probiotics didn't affect their concentration as much as their diet did. So, in the Barnes maze, those who were given a Western diet tended to be more distracted than those given a normal diet. Those given a normal diet with probiotics didn't do any better than those given a normal diet. Those given a Western diet with probiotics did see some improvement, but not significant. So even if there may be some little improvement that you're looking for and looking for better metabolism using probiotics, you should know that nothing is good in excess, not even water. So whimsically taking live creatures and putting them in your body is never a good idea. Now, why did people even bother looking into why probiotics might affect our brain? Well, there's something called the gut-brain axis, and this may be the reason why probiotics play a role with your brain. There's several physiological evidence that your gut is connected to your brain through the vagus nerve and the HPA axis. So they thought maybe the probiotics or your microbiome in your gut could affect your brain as well. And that's why there have been extensive research into the gut-brain axis. If you've ever been hangry, you probably know that when you're hungry, it can change your behavior. Here are my references.